Welcome back to the Explainer. Okay, let me ask you something. What if the real difference between a king and a servant has nothing to do with power or money, but it's actually a mental code? Today, we're going to unpack that code using the incredible teachings of Apostle Michael Orokpo to really get into the nitty-gritty of how true leaders think.
So what is the secret sauce here? Seriously, it's not the crown, it's not the castle, and it's definitely not the cash. The wisdom we're digging into today shows that it's something way, way deeper. It's an internal framework that literally dictates how you move through the world.
Exactly. It's all about your mentality. A set of mental laws that shape every action you take and, ultimately, your destiny. And here's the real game changer. This has nothing to do with your bloodline. This is a code that anyone can learn, a mindset that anyone can choose to adopt.
All right, so where do we even begin this journey from a servant's mindset to a king's? Well, it all starts with the most critical building block there is, your identity. You have to know, without a single shred of doubt, who you are before you can ever act the part.
Man, this point from the apostle is just so powerful. Think about it for a second. When colonial powers wanted to truly conquer a nation, they didn't just use weapons. They went after its identity, its language, its traditions, its culture. It's the same for us. If you don't have a rock-solid sense of your own identity, you're basically cut off from your own power, your own heritage.
So let's be super clear here. This has zero to do with your job title, your social media followers, or what's in your bank account. Identity is an unshakable, internal conviction. It's knowing, deep in your bones, that you are a king, even when the world around you is screaming that you're anything but.
And the teaching breaks this down beautifully into 4 core identities. First, you're a child of God, which means you have the DNA of a king. It's already in you. Then, you're a son, which gives you the authority to act on that royal nature. Third, a priest. You have the ability to connect different realms of thought and bring ideas into reality. And finally, you're an ambassador, representing a higher kingdom with all the rights and resources that come with it.
Okay, so once that foundation of identity is locked in, it opens the door to the very first kingly mindset. And this is a massive shift. It's moving from just trying to survive day to day to truly thriving, from being a passenger in your own life to getting in the driver's seat.
And this slide, wow, it just paints the perfect picture. The question is, are you a lion or are you a vulture? See, the lion is all about dominion. It's proactive, it's strategic, it goes out and hunts for what it wants. The vulture, though, that represents the survival mindset. It's just reactionary, waiting around for leftovers, literally feeding on what's already dead.
Now, to be clear, a dominion mentality is not about being aggressive or bossy, not at all. It's about being strategic. It's about having an impact, conquering new territories in your career, in your community, in your personal growth. It's about being the person who provides solutions, not the one waiting for somebody else to fix things.
All right, the next principle is a big one. It challenges how we look at our time and our resources. See, kings think long-term. They don't get caught in the trap of wanting everything right now. They're playing the long game.
And this quote just perfectly captures the heart of that long game. Kings are building for legacy. They are investing in a future they might not even get to see with their own eyes, creating things that will outlast them and bless the generations that follow.
This question from the source material, it's a powerful gut check, isn't it? Take a second and be honest with yourself. Where are your resources really going? Are you spending them on things that just fade away, like the next meal or the latest gadget? Or are you investing them in things that will actually grow, like knowledge, skills, or deep, meaningful relationships?
King David is the perfect example of this. He had this massive vision to build a temple, but then he was told, nope, you're not the one who's going to build it. So what did he do? Did he give up? No way! He spent years gathering and saving enormous amounts of resources for the next generation, for his son Solomon. Now that is the very definition of long-term, kingly thinking.
This right here. This brings us to a huge dividing line between the servant and the king mentality, accountability. How you respond when things go wrong, when you mess up. That answer reveals everything about your mindset.
This line from David just says it all. He was offered free land to build an altar, and he flat out refused. He insisted on paying the full price. But why? Because kings do not look for handouts. They understand that true ownership, true leadership, it comes at a cost, and they're more than willing to pay it.
And this slide just breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it?
A king takes total responsibility, not just for their wins, but for their failures too. The servant mentality, on the other hand, is a master of the blame game. It's always looking for an excuse, always searching for a way to avoid taking real ownership.
Okay, finally, what is the one element that pulls all of these mindsets together? What allows a king to truly reign? It's not physical strength, it's not charisma, it's not even wealth. The answer is wisdom.
This verse is the key that unlocks the whole thing. It says that it's by wisdom that kings reign. Think of wisdom like the operating system on a computer. You can have all the fancy programs, ambition, talent, strength, but without that core OS, nothing is going to work. A king simply cannot reign without it. It's non-negotiable.
You know, our culture gets this so backwards sometimes, doesn't it? The source material uses this brilliant analogy. A brain pack is infinitely more valuable than a six-pack for long-term dominion. Physical strength will always have its limits, but wisdom, that's the ultimate renewable power source for a true king.
So if you take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. This is not about being born into royalty. Not even close. This is about a choice. The kingly mentality isn't some birthright. It's a skill that you can develop, a mindset that can be cultivated by absolutely anyone who's willing to put in the work.
So there you have it. We've laid out the code, from identity to dominion, from legacy to responsibility. The only question left is, which piece of that old servant mentality will you start to rewrite today? The throne is waiting. Thanks for joining us.